Hello everyone, welcome back to Dill Chess, and today I am going to show you how I crossed 2000 rating in rapid chess just by playing Italian game. So let's get started. We start with e4, black responds with e5, and we immediately develops the knight and attack this pawn. Black usually responds with knight c6 and defends this pawn, and here we play the move bishop c4 and enters into the Italian game. What is the idea behind bishop c4 move? The idea is pretty simple. We are trying to attack on the f7 weakness. Since this pawn is only protected by this king, that's why we can use our pieces to attack on this weakness. Look at these pawns. These pawns are protected by the queen, bishop and the rook. And this pawn is only protected by this king. That's why we are trying to put pressure on the f7 weakness. And here black has mainly two responses, either knight coming to f6 or bishop coming to c5. Let's look at knight f6 first. When black develops the knight to f6, then we immediately strike in the center with d4. Yes, we are sacrificing a pawn, but we are trying to open up the center and takes the initiative. And if black takes on e4, then we takes on e5 with the pawn. Here black usually goes bishop c5 and try to attack on the f2 with the bishop and the knight. We just ignore it and we play the move queen d5. Now we are attacking on the f7 with a checkmate threat. Yes, black can take on f2 with check, but we just ignore it and we just play king f1. Now black has nothing. We are threatening a checkmate on f7 square and we are attacking this knight as well. So black has to castle to escape the checkmate, then we eliminate the knight. Yes, black can play d5, but we just take this pawn, and now we are up a piece and we are easily winning in this game. So let's go back. Here black can take this pawn with the pawn as well. Let's say black takes this pawn, then we just ignore it and we just castle and sacrifices this pawn as well. And here the most played move for black is to take this pawn. Then we play the move rook e1 and pin this knight to the king. Here the most played move for black is to play d5, attacking this pawn and defending this knight as well. Then we just not drop the bishop back. Instead, we sacrifices the bishop. Bishop takes d5. Black takes the bishop on d5, and here we play the move tricky move knight c3. Now we are attacking the queen and this knight. He cannot take with the knight because it is pinned by the rook, and he cannot take with the pawn as well because we will eliminate his queen. That's why in this position black usually goes to queen h5. Then we eliminate this knight with the knight. Now we are threatening a discover check with the rook and the knight and winning the queen by 4. That's why black usually goes to bishop a6. And here we play the move bishop g5. What is the idea behind bishop g5? Idea is pretty simple. We are just preventing black from castling. And here most player will play h6 to try to kick out this bishop back. We do not drop our bishop back. Instead we play the move bishop f6 and sacrifice our full bishop. And if black ever dares to take this bishop, then we have knight takes f6, forking the king and the queen. We are winning the queen and winning the game easily. And if black tries to play f6 to attack this bishop this way, then we play knight takes f6, forking the king and the queen. That's why black has to take this knight. Black eliminates this knight. Then we take the bishop with check. Now this is a check. That's why black has to move the king. King usually goes to f7. Then here we sacrifice our rook. Rook takes c6. Black takes our rook. Then we have knight e5 check. And we have a discover attack on the queen as well. Black eliminates our knight. Then we eliminate his queen. And now we are completely winning in this game. So it was the knight f6 line in which we saw two variations. In both of the variations we have so many chances to win the game easily. So let's go back and try to look at the bishop c5 line. After black develops the bishop to c5, here we do not play d3 like other Italian variation. Instead we just castle. And after castling, black usually develops the knight to f6, and now is the time to strike in the center with d4. Now black can take on d4 three ways. He can take with the pawn, with the bishop, and he with the knight as well. Let's see what happens if he takes with the pawn. If he takes with the pawn, then he pushes e5 and attacks this knight. Knight can go to g4, either the back. And if black goes back, then we play the move knight g5. And now we are immediately putting pressure on the f7 weakness with the bishop and the knight as well. So black develops the knight to h6 and defends the f7 square this way. And here we play the move e1. Here black usually castle, and here we play the move queen d3. Now we are threatening checkmate in one move with the queen and this knight as well. That's why g6 is forced. And here we maneuver our queen to h3. We play queen h3. Now we are attacking this knight, and if this knight moves, then we have queen takes h7 checkmate. That's why black cannot move this knight. Instead black goes king g7 and defend this knight this way. And this is the time to sacrifice our queen. Queen takes h6 with a check. Black is forced to take our queen. Black takes our queen. Then we have knight takes f7 check. It discover check with the knight and the bishop as well. King goes to g7 back, and here we do not grab this queen because we will lose in that line. Instead we play the move bishop h6 with check. Black cannot take our knight because it is defended by the bishop as well. And he cannot go to h8 with as well. because knight is covering the h8 square and black is forced to go to g8. Then we takes the queen with a discover check as well. King goes to h8, then we eliminate the rook, and now we have a completely winning game. We have two rooks, two knights, and a bishop. He can take the knight, but we have rook pairs and we have bishop pair as well. So this is a completely winning game for us. So let's go back. And if black takes on d4 with the knight, then we takes on e5 with our knight and attacks the f7 weakness with the bishop and the knight as well. That's why black castle, and after castling we play the move bishop e3 and double attacks this knight with the bishop and this queen as well. Usually knight goes to e6 and defend this bishop, but we eliminate this bishop. If he takes our bishop, then we just take his bishop. That's why black takes our bishop first. Then we takes on f7 with check. It's a check, so black has to respond to it. If king goes to h8, then we just eliminate this bishop. That's why black takes this bishop with the rook. Then we takes on f7 and attacks his queen. So black has to respond to it. And after black takes this knight with the king, then we eliminate the bishop on e3 with the pawn. Now we are pinning this knight and we are threatening e5, winning the knight. That's why black breaks the pin with king g8. We possess e5 anyway, and most of the cases knight just goes to e8. Let's say knight e8, then we have queen d5 check, and it's just crushing. King cannot go to f5, and if king goes to h8, then we have just rook f8 checkmate in just 14 moves. So it was the line of knight taking the d4 pawn. So let's go back. Now let's look at the best line for black, which is to take with the bishop. When black takes on d4 with the bishop, then first we eliminate this bishop. Black usually takes with the knight. Then we play the move bishop g5 and pin this knight to the queen. Now black cannot move this knight, and here black usually goes to h6 and try to break this pin. We do not drop back our bishop. Instead we play bishop h4 and try to maintain this pin. And if black goes g5 and try to forcefully remove this pin, then we play the absolute stunner f4. We sacrifice our full bishop. And if black dares to take this bishop, then we takes on e5 and we open up a tremendous line of attack on the black pieces. This piece is hanging, this knight is hanging, and if this knight moves, then f7 is hanging. So black cannot get into this line. It is just crushing for white. And if black takes on f4 and try to close up everything in the king side, then we play the another stunner and we takes on f4 with the rook. We sacrifice our full rook. Black takes our rook, then we takes on d4 with the queen, and now look at this position. We are crisscrossing everything in black camps. Black cannot move this knight because he will lose the queen, the rook, and everything. Here black usually goes to rook g8, then we takes on f6 and attacks the queen. Queen has nowhere to go. He has to give up for the bishop. Then we just takes the queen and we are just crushing it. We are winning in this game. So these are the variations which I personally use to cross 2000 rating in rapid chess, and you can use it too to cross your targeted rating, and it is a great opening. It is a great variation in the Italian game which you can use. And in this variation the black king is still in the center and we have so many pieces developed, and we can use those pieces to attack on the black king and the queen. So that's all for today guys, and thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, then you can subscribe to the channel. I will appreciate it, and thank you again, and I will see you in the next video guys. Thank you for watching.